It's dawn in northeastern Somalia when the first arrivals appear on the outskirts of Bosaso town. Every day, Ethiopians and Somalis brave the grueling desert road by truck or on foot to get to the Red Sea coast. They are about to take the gamble of their lives. In Bosaso port, where there's no functioning government, smugglers have a free hand to trade in drugs, guns, and people. Using small fishing boats, they charge about $50 per person to cross the sea to Yemen or Saudi Arabia. Their passengers are desperate people, dreaming of a better life or fleeing violence or persecution. It's not known how many thousands have tried to make the crossing, but for many it ends in tragedy when overloaded boats founder. These survivors have just been rescued at sea, brought back to Bosaso by a U.S. vessel. Adrift for 8 days, they're exhausted, dehydrated, and lucky to be alive. One of those rescued, Asho Ibrahim, says some people were pushed overboard in a fight and others went mad with thirst. 10-year-old Dare Mohammed saw her uncle jump into the sea. Despite the risks, there are always more waiting to go. In a smuggler's cove, these Somalis have waited 2 nights, sleeping on the cliffs. They say 90 people will travel in the evening on this small boat. Told to carry some water and dates for the 3-day journey, they shrug off the stories of death and disaster. A local aid worker, Abdullah Dahar, uses pictures of the dead washed up on the coastline to persuade them to reconsider. Over the last year, this human trade has increased, with boats leaving almost every night. Somalia is one of many jumping-off points for the desperate who seek an escape from violence or poverty. It's believed that each year, thousands of people are smuggled across dangerous waters to Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Italy, and Greece.
These smugglers commit some of the worst atrocities imaginable, beating and killing people, throwing people overboard with their hands bound, dumping entire boatloads of people miles offshore at night and leaving them to drown in the dark.
In Bosaso, there are few resources at hand to stop what has become a lucrative business. The police force is ill-equipped to deal with smugglers who shift from cove to cove. A patrol boat is permanently docked in the harbor, its ownership disputed. There are questions whether there is even the will among authorities to deal with the wealthy middlemen. Meanwhile, thousands of Ethiopians are stranded in Bosaso. Robbed or cheated, they have nowhere else to go and live hungry and homeless on the streets. When they can, the migrants find casual work and earn a few shillings in the market selling meat and vegetables. But it's not enough. And the UN has been providing them some food since November as a life-saving measure. But goodwill is limited in a town without government where thousands of people are already living in temporary shelters. That's why, despite the deadly risk, so many are willing to take the gamble if they get the chance.